Ayo, Chiksua here. Today we're going to show you guys how to get over 9k score in Guild Wars EINEK Hell. So usually I do those videos much earlier, but today I was pretty busy. I was not in town, so finally I'm back home, so I have had time to actually record that. That's why we're not gonna think much. We're just going to basically go to the Hell team. We're going to copy the team. I copied it already so that we are going to save a little bit of time, because choosing the links are taking quite a while, because if we click on this, unfortunately we don't copy the links, which is very unfortunate about this system. It's still better than nothing, but yeah, this is going to be our team, and everyone basically on an HP defense build. So the more HP you have, the better it is going to be. And then also, of course, as well, that we're going to use the maximum, no, not maximum, I was actually thinking of CC artifact. I don't know why I always think about that, but here we are using the Ragnarok set, because the Ragnarok set makes that our Brynhild is going to hit much harder. And I would say we're just going to go in and let's see how this goes. And of course we should be using the HP food, because HP food will give us all the points, since, as I mentioned earlier, the more HP we have, the more points we're going to get. Okay, before we are going to jump in, I actually forgot to talk about the missions as well. So the first mission, or basically the first two missions, we have that pretty much every week, so it doesn't matter. Here, using buff skills at least 4 times, I think that's pretty easy when we have 2 units which actually have buffs. And this one is, I would say, the most annoying one, and that's why I guess this is going to be the best, because we're going to increase the stats of what it's called, of our Brynhild, or at least more HP onto our Brynhild. And as I said earlier, the more HP we have, the better it is. Unfortunately, Twigo and Mamas don't work, because obviously they are unfortunately rare units. So Mamas would be, or would have been, the better choice if he would have been SR, but unfortunately it doesn't work. So in the very first turn, or we're just going to, as usual, show you guys the very first turn, and then we're going to jump onto the second turn. So I think it's pretty fast forward, so we definitely, in my opinion at least, should just burn this. Or I'm not sure if we should be burning this, because we won't be dealing much damage, so maybe rather going to do it like this. And now we're just going to jump onto the second turn, and next turn we can basically buff and do a shit ton of damage. And let's just see what is going to happen, and hopefully we get more buffs because we have the mission. Okay guys, after playing around a little bit, I think getting the 2-star list buff in the second turn is basically mandatory if you do look for maximum score. So if you don't look for maximum score, it doesn't really matter at all, so you can just skip that part. But the reason is pretty simple. So if we're not going to break the shield and he reapplies his shield, he's going to actually give us 4 debuffs, which is very good. So the more what is called, the more corrosions he actually has in those first 2 turns as well, that is going to give us 3 points as well. So what we're going to do now is, I would say, let's just in this case we can actually just rush the ult of Brynhild already, because there's no other thing for now we can do besides of definitely buffing up with this. I think this will be not that bad. And since we have all cards we are looking for, at least for now, maybe moving this once isn't too bad as well, just to get that 1 extra ult gauge. And next round we want to use the cleanse of Liz in order to basically get more points that way, and then we can also attack with our Brynhild. So maybe we actually got way too many what is called, we got way too many ult gauges onto her. So here it's very unfortunate actually that the corrosion went onto our Brynhild, since Brynhild unfortunately can only take 1 debuff, but it is what it is. So we're just going to cleanse here, and now we can just basically damage a little bit. And let's just maximize our card draw by using this card in a battle win. So next round basically we can just move to transition with the Brynhild ult, and as long as we get 1 Brynhild card, we can just basically get back the Brynhild ult. So it's pretty simple, or at least the first phase is pretty simple, pretty fast. Forward here, very nice that we got the 200k damage mark. That is really awesome. But yeah, as I said, you don't, or it's not mandatory to go for that strat, because going for that strat is pretty toxic. And here we were also very lucky that he doesn't put a debuff onto us, but also unlucky, I would say, because in this case right now we do have this cleanse anyways. So now in this turn, what should we be doing? So we can, if we want to, I would say, just double attack with this, or no, we want to attack with yeah, no, let's just double attack with this in order to basically get her ult. We get the debuff on, we can actually cleanse, and we're going to move to transition with the ult of our Brynhild. That should be dealing 200k damage mark as well, which is just another bonus points. And since we do have the Brynhild card in our hand, we can just easily get back the Brynhild ult without any issues. So let's just see what is going to happen. So now basically when the second phase starts, that's where the strat actually is important, because number one, if he has 3 ult gauges, you can just quit out because he's going to ult, which means there's one less chance in getting debuffs onto us. Here we want to have as many buffs basically as we can, so maybe using this isn't too bad, but right now we have more than enough buffs onto us. So he's going to, or when he uses a strip, he turns them into defense buffs, and when he reapplies his shield, it's going to be much stronger, which is going to be super helpful for points. And here I'm right now have to think as well. So another thing is as well, we want him to have 3 AoEs because we want to have as many debuffs as possible onto him. But right now we just go for the 9k score, so it doesn't really matter if he attacks 3 times with the AoE or not, but it would be cool if we actually would do that. So for now what we're going to do is let's just work on the ult of our Brunhild. So let me think if I can actually get both ults. Yeah, I can actually get both ults next round. If I am just going to burn one of the Tamir cards next round, so we're just going to do this. We can move, and we can easily get the ult of Tamir and Brunhild. So Brunhild should be probably being in the second unit, because her ult is more important than Tamir's ult. But here as well, very unfortunate, we got the explode onto our Tamir, which is very bad, because that means we missed 1 debuff onto our list already. So now what we're going to do is, I would say we can, I'm debating if we should go for this ult, which I think that we should probably do. We should do it like this, moving and maybe actually buffing up or cleansing here isn't bad, so we don't go for the ult, and we just go for this ult. We can, I would say, just burn those 2 cards that will give us bonus points. So it's kind of sad that we don't have the Tamir ult, but we definitely need to use enough buffs as well in order to basically get some points. So here, as you can see, he's going to reapply and put another debuff onto us again. So hopefully he has 2 more AoEs. Then it's basically the second best run we could be getting. Of course, the runs can be a little bit better by, for example, getting more corrosions in the first phase. But here, as you can see, we have 5 debuffs, which is really awesome, because this way our HP is huge, our HP is really insane. And now what we're going to do is we need to think, okay, how or what is the best way to kill? Because the problem is those ults, yes, they give us 3 points, but is it gonna be better than having the damage mark? And I do think we should be just attacking like this, honestly. No, we should be probably attacking with this first. That will break the shield. Then we're going to attack with both ults, and then we finish up with the ult of our Brunhild in order to heal up everyone to full health. The only other consideration we have would be, for example, if we would be using a buff to make that our Brunhild hits a little bit harder. Oh damn, we actually don't break the shield at all. That's kind of sad. That our, what is called, that our Liz hits a little bit harder, so that we can actually do more damage in the final damage, because that will give us some points as well. But now it's very too late, and this is basically how easy it actually is to get over 9k. And damn, this is not a perfect run, and we have a 13.7k, which is really awesome. And I think that is the #1 score at the moment, which is pretty cool, by just a few tries and just switching the strategy a little bit. So here, as you can see, we are #1 in at least currently, because as I said, we only had 5 out of 6 debuffs. So yeah, I really hope it was helpful. You enjoyed watching this. If you want to try hard a little bit more of this guild boss, I think this is the way to go. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and peace out for now.